Hi everyone, it's Andre again. Um, so today we're going to talk about acupuncture treating hyperhidrosis. So hyperhidrosis is a disease that means over excessive sweating. So I recently have a female patient who's in her 30s who came seeking help with her excessive sweating in her palms and feet. And so when she came in, she showed me that she showed me her hand, and I saw like there's like a beads of sweat coming out of her hand, and it's really, really moist, um, kind of like you didn't dry your hands after you were washing them. Um, so after like our examination, and I noticed that he's the type of person who kind of has a minor, like has kind of anxious and nervous. So for example, if there's something for a reason, for some reason that she must wake up at 8 a.m. next morning, she would wake up around 6 and thinking, like ahead of time before even the alarm sounds, she would wake up at 6 and thinking, okay, maybe I'm late, and then she couldn't really have a good sleep between 6 to 8 until the alarm rings. And also I found her that she's quite tense, and after examination I noticed that there's some weakness in her heart. And for this type of person who tend to be very nervous, anxious, their adrenals are overactive, so they are in a fight or flight response. And it's like when you're watching like a horror movie, you get startled easily, and then you might have cold sweat on your body or your hands. And she was kind of like that, not exactly, but kind of like that. So I concluded that her excessive sweating comes from being over anxious, and also the anxiety kind of affects her body as well. So what we could do is we kind of help the body restore its balance. So when she's anxious, it doesn't affect her body as much as when she's not as healthy. So what I did is I did a couple. Because she was seeking acupuncture treatment, so that's what I did, and I did a couple points on her forehead and the back of her ear to calm her mind. And there's a famous combination for excessive sweating, which is large intestine 4. It's on this part of your palm, and also kidney 7, which is like the medial side of your lower leg, and also when she was lying on the treatment table, I noticed that she has a lot of bruises on her leg, and I quickly asked her about it. She then told me that she get bruised easily, and that made me that kind of gave me a light bulb moment that, okay, there is also something wrong with her spleen, because spleen governs the blood vessels. So the strength of a blood vessel is governed by the spleen, and if your spleen is not as healthy, then your blood vessel can be kind of brittle. So if she get bruised easily, that means there's something wrong with her spleen. So I added one more point on her spleen channel to kind of help her with her spleen. And after the treatment, she noticed that her hands are quite dry, and she was quite happy. So, and then we continue a couple of weekly treatments, and I noticed that her sweating comes and goes. Right? She kind of told me it comes. Sometimes it's very wet, sometimes it's very dry. And I know the reason or cause is because she's over anxious, and I kind of guide her to find out what's really causing it. So we kind of have to play like a therapist type of role, because we want to treat the cause. If I'm just only doing the acupuncture, not addressing the cause, well, she might be better, but she will not be permanently better. So there's one time she told me that, okay, she was fine until this morning. And I said, approximately what time did you notice you started sweating? And she said, okay, it's around 8. And I asked her, what time does your work start? And she kind of silenced for a second, and she said 8 o'clock. So that kind of made the connection that her work gives her stress and give her a little bit of anxiety that's causing the sweating. And I mentioned to her that she should do some meditation, yoga, to help her calm her mind down, because if she's not dealing with the source of problem, then she's not gonna get 100% better. And so she's been coming in for about 6-7 treatments, and she's very happy with her treatment. And because last time I see her hands were dry at work, so that's a really huge improvement. So we'll continue to monitor the case and give her treatment and I usually at every treatment I kind of change some of the acupuncture prescription to kind of suit her condition at that moment. So sometimes she would tell me something new that might add a point or take out a point. So something like that. We kind of stay. The core points are still the same, and she's quite happy. And then you can imagine like a young girl with this type of issue, they might feel embarrassed. I mean, they might fear of socializing with people, or even fear of go out and date somebody. But she's quite okay. She doesn't have that issue. So if you know someone, or if you have this type of issue, the surgery to remove the sweat glands is one option. But that, from what I heard, it's that it only cuts off the sweat glands to your hand, and all the sweat comes from your torso or your back instead. So you're still sweating a lot, it's just not coming from the hands anymore. So it's not a perfect, not an ideal solution. So if you have this type of problem, if you know somebody who has this type of problem, suggest or recommend they go see an acupuncturist. Usually we're able to help with this type of issue. And if you want to come see me, feel free to book a free consultation from my website. It's my full name, Andre Shi TCM at tcm.com. So that's it for our live streaming this time, and I'll see you next time. Bye.